Okay, so we're ready to reassemble the power steering pump here. I'm gonna go show you an alternate method. You may have seen other videos where they tell you if you take the pump apart and the vanes come out and all the rotors come out, that you're not gonna be able to get it back together and get it working again. That's not true. It's just gonna take a little time and you're just gonna have to be patient. But follow this video and I'll show you how you can get your pump back together. Going to clean a little bit of garbage out of there. Okay, so your first step that you want to do is get this back plate back into the pump. So we got to make sure we get it aligned correctly. So just go ahead, we're going to slide it on the shaft. And we want this teardrop shape right there to be approximately lined up right there with this bolt. Then our next step that we're going to do is we're going to take this ring here and we're going to put it in. Now we got to make sure that we have this oriented correctly. You'll see there's two holes in there. You want it so the hole on the right that's offset is up higher, out towards you, because you want that to align with this hole here. So we're going to take that and very carefully slide that in. Now next, we're going to take this pin. There's two pins that you should have found. I'm going to take the skinnier, longer one. We're going to slide it in right here. And now what we're going to do is just lightly apply pressure. You might have to slide it around a bit because that pin is going to go into that back plate that you just put in. And you can see now they're locked together. Okay, so now we've got that in there. We're going to take this unit here. Now, a couple things you need to look at on this unit. You have to make sure this relief is facing you. You don't want to put it in like that. You want to put it in just like that. And what you want to also do is make sure over here there's a little rubber piece and a little white plastic piece. You can actually see it pretty well. You want to make sure both of those are in this notch over here. And you're going to slide this in so it aligns with that notch right there. So this notch and that notch need to align together. Make sure you hold your finger here on the left side and keep that plastic piece in place as you slide that in. Now you're going to take your other dowel pin, the shorter, fatter one, bigger diameter, and you're going to align these two notches here and slide that pin in place. It might take a little finesse, a little patience. I apologize, I'm blocking the camera while I do it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get it in there. It's not going to be easy. Okay, I got it started. So now I'm just going to push it in with my finger. So at this point, everything should look like that. You've got the smaller dowel up here. It's locked into the back plate. You got the larger dowel here. You've got the small black piece of rubber and the small white piece of plastic in this notch over here. So then the next thing I would recommend to do is to lock all this in place. And here's how you're going to do that. You're going to take this plug. This was the 19 millimeter. And the spring. Drop the spring in there and it's going to align with the hole right there. So you actually just saw the spring drop in right there. And we're going to take this, make sure the spring goes inside that plug and put it in just like so. Right now I'm just going to do it finger tight and we'll go back later and tighten it up. Okay, so we've got that part in. So now we're going to take our inner vane assembly and it's going to have all these little metal tabs that want to fall out on you. You got to do your best you can to keep those from falling out. If they do, you can put them back in. Just make sure the gold end is out. So if you look at these vanes, you can see right there, it's like a goldish end. If you take one that's fallen out, you'll see it's got a silver side, it's got a gold side. gold side out. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead and put that in there. If they fall out, they fall out. That's okay. Do your best to keep them in there as you align this on the spline. So I've got about 3 of them that have fallen out. It's fine. Gold side out as I load these back in. Careful, they're slippery. They're going to jump on you. Gold side out. We'll go ahead and load those back in. Okay, at this point, I've got all my rotors in, all my vanes in, everything's aligned the way it needs to be. So now we're going to go put our back cover on. So now we're going to take our back cover. You can see it's got 2 holes in it. We want this smaller one right here. Right there. And we're going to align it with this pin right here. So slide it on your shaft until it aligns. And you know you got it right because all your bolt holes are going to align in the back cover. So now we can go ahead, you can load all your bolts in. Okay, so now I got the back cover held in place. We're going to load our valve in. First thing we want to do is put our spring in. First thing you want to do is put your spring in. Then we're going to take our valve. Now the valve needs to go in with this taper end first. It also has a couple holes down here near the collar where it's only got 1 hole near the upper collar. So you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4 holes. That end has to go in first. Okay, it's in. Now we're going to take our plug with the Allen head. That's a 10mm Allen. We're going to put it in. Just like that. So, pretty much you're done. All you have to do now is just put in the other 3 bolts and tighten everything up. Okay, as you can see, we've got the pump all put back together now. All our bolts are on in the back, got the pulley back on the front, and it's all set to go back in the car. So I'm going to hit this with a little bit of brake clean and go put it in. If you got any questions or concerns, hit me up in the comments and I'll answer as soon as I can. Thanks.